Once upon a time, in the lush, green heart of Ireland, where rainbows touch the ground and the air is filled with enchantments, there lived magical beings known as leprechauns. These tiny, mischievous folk were as old as the hills themselves, their origins shrouded in the mists of ancient times. Leprechauns were the guardians of the land's treasures, especially the pots of gold that lay hidden at the end of rainbows. They were skilled craftsmen too, known far and wide as the finest shoemakers in the land. Each pair of shoes was crafted with such perfection that it seemed to be touched by magic. The story of how leprechauns came to be begins with the Tuatha De Danann, the magical inhabitants of Ireland before humans arrived. The Tuatha De Danann were skilled in the mystical arts, and when they decided to conceal themselves from the mortal world, they transformed into the leprechauns, forever to live in secrecy. Leprechauns chose the most secluded spots in Ireland for their homes, preferring the quiet of woodlands and the peace of old stone circles. They lived in tiny houses, cleverly hidden from human eyes, with entrances beneath the roots of ancient trees or deep within the heart of hills. Despite their secretive nature, leprechauns couldn't resist the joy of a good prank. They loved to play tricks on unsuspecting humans, like leading them on wild chases through the forest with the promise of gold, only to disappear at the last moment, leaving behind nothing but laughter on the wind. But leprechauns had a code of honor. If ever a human managed to catch one, which was a rare feat indeed, they would grant 3 wishes in exchange for their freedom. However, they were cunning negotiators, and one had to be very careful with the wishes they made. One of the most famous tales about leprechauns involves a clever farmer named Seamus. Seamus managed to catch a leprechaun by being as cunning as the leprechaun himself. In exchange for his freedom, the leprechaun showed Seamus the way to a hidden pot of gold. But Seamus learned a valuable lesson that day. Wealth does not bring happiness, and sometimes the chase is more rewarding than the prize. Leprechauns were also known for their love of music and dance. On moonlit nights, they would gather to dance in circles, their laughter mingling with the music of flutes and fiddles. Those lucky enough to stumble upon such a gathering would find themselves unable to move, enchanted by the sight, until dawn broke. The leprechauns' connection to the natural world was deep. They could talk to animals and plants, and it was said that they helped to keep the balance of nature. In return, the creatures of the forest protected the leprechauns' secrets, guiding humans away from their hidden treasures. As time went on, the world began to change. Cities grew, and the wild places of Ireland became fewer. But the leprechauns adapted, finding new ways to hide their gold and themselves from the ever-growing presence of humans. Today, the legend of the leprechauns lives on. Children and adults alike search for them, especially around St. Patrick's Day, hoping to catch a glimpse of these elusive beings, or perhaps find a pot of gold at the end of a rainbow. But remember, if you ever find yourself face to face with a leprechaun, be wary of their tricks and think carefully about your wishes. For in the world of leprechauns, things are rarely as simple as they seem. And so, the story of the leprechauns continues, woven into the fabric of Ireland's history and folklore, a reminder of the magic that exists just beyond our sight, in the heart of the Emerald Isle.